NASA has unveiled a new set of images from the Hubble Space Telescope to mark its 35 years in orbit. The instrument ushered in an unprecedented era of cosmic exploration. Among the images are glowing nebula, frosty Martian skies, and distant star-filled galaxies. Over the decades, Hubble has captured black hole jets, colliding asteroids, stellar explosions, planetary weather systems, and the most remote star ever observed. And we're now joined by Heidi Hammel, an interdisciplinary scientist and planetologist who has worked on the Hubble Space Telescope and currently the James Webb Telescope project. Welcome to DW.
Thanks for having me.
So Hubble was a household name for me when I was a kid in the 90s, and that was back when it was launched. What made it so groundbreaking?
What was most remarkable about the Hubble Space Telescope was two things. One was its incredible sensitivity, and the other is its ability to do observations not only at the wavelengths we see with our eyes, but also ultraviolet wavelengths, which are very important for studying molecules and other things in space.
So could you tell us more about what discoveries that led to and how that has had an impact on science over the years?
Hubble was designed to actually measure the size and the age of our cosmos, of our universe. And to be able to do that, it had to be able to detect objects very, very far away from us. We use objects called supernovae. These are exploding stars in distant galaxies to measure the distances to those galaxies. And that's what Hubble was designed to do. But because it was so powerful, this observatory was capable of studying not only those most distant galaxies, but also nearby star formation regions, stars close to us, planets in our solar system. And so over the 35 years of Hubble's observations, it has really made remarkable advances in almost every part of astronomy, including the field where I work, which is planetary astronomy, studying objects within our own solar system. And the other thing, when we launched Hubble way back in 1990, we didn't know about planets around other stars. But now we know there are thousands of planets around other stars. And in the years of Hubble, as we learned more about these planets, Hubble has been able to measure the chemistry taking place in the atmospheres around those planets, around other stars. It's a whole new field of planetary science that Hubble has opened up for us, which was never expected when we launched it.
And so you were part of the launch and the beginning and the history of Hubble. Can you tell us more about your experiences being part of that project?
Yeah, now for Hubble, I have to say, Hubble launched in 1990, and I was still just a very young person. I had just finished my PhD thesis in astronomy, and so I actually was not involved in the development of Hubble or the launch of Hubble, but I was there as a young scientist when it started to work. And so my very first program with the Hubble Space Telescope was in 1994 when a comet crashed into the planet Jupiter and had huge explosions in Jupiter. And I was the team leader for the Hubble observations of Jupiter while it was being just smashed up by this comet and leaving huge black marks on it. And I've since gone on to use Hubble to study the clouds on the planet Neptune, the atmosphere of Uranus, many other things. And that directly led into my work on the James Webb Space Telescope. I wasn't there to build Hubble, but it was there for me as a young scientist. And so I committed to work on the James Webb Space Telescope so that our current generation of young scientists had its own brand new telescope to work on with. Yeah.
Well, a new generation of discoveries to look forward to. Heidi Hammel, planetologist with the James Webb Telescope Project in Baltimore. Thanks for joining us.